Hi, this is Chris from Chris Loring Photography, and I'm here because I have a lot of photographers ask me why I love Photomechanic so much. So I thought it might be easier to just create a video and show you how I fit it into my workflow and why it makes culling and image management so much easier for me. So before I get started, I want to show you the place where you can get Photomechanic to try it out. I don't have affiliate links. I don't have a discount code. I make no money off of this. It really is just something that I like to share. Camerabits.com sells Photomechanic. I think it's around $100 or so. But what's awesome is they have a 30-day free trial. I believe it's full featured. You can check it out and see if it's something that's going to work for you. Remember that by adding Photomechanic, you are changing your workflow, and that can be a little bit of a headache at first. But at least for me, the benefits were worth that, and it's made my workflow so much more streamlined and easier. So just to get into it, knowing that you might have to have a little bit of a learning curve and figure out how to make this work for you. So let's go over to Photomechanic. If I wanted to save some new files, let's say I just got home from a wedding. I'm going to come up here to File, and I'm going to click Ingest. That word got to me at first because I didn't understand why they said Ingest versus Save or something else, but ultimately Ingest actually makes sense. I'm going to select the Nikon D750 as my source, and then I have places that I'd like to save those files to. I save them to my E drive in a folder, and I save them to my D external hard drive in another folder, so I have them saved in redundancy on 2 different hard drives. You can rename them, and you can add metadata, meta tags, anything that you want to it at this point as you save them to your hard drives. And then the other thing that is available for you is to erase the disk and unmount the disk. I recommend unmounting it. What I don't recommend is erasing it. You really should just format your cards in your camera when you're ready to shoot over them. That's better for them and less chance of corruption to that card. So then you'll just click Ingest, and the photos will start populating immediately in Photomechanic. So I'm going to cancel that because I've already brought a wedding in, and it's the wedding I just shot last Friday. So the files are already here. They've already been saved, but as you can see, I haven't done much with them other than scroll through and say, ooh, I can't wait to look at these. So I'm going to start with the first image of the day. I should also note real quick that I sort by capture time, not modification time or file name. By capture time, it shows the entire wedding start to finish all the way through to the end of the night and that reception. So there's a couple ways you can call in Photomechanic. I can make my thumbnails really, really big by scrolling this way and just scroll through quickly like that. Some people like to do that because then they can see 2 or 3 together at the same time real easily. I personally am such a stickler for sharp photos and image quality that I like to look at them one at a time. So I pop it up, first image out of the camera. This is from my second shooter, Jenny Crate. She's actually awesome. We all get these photos once in a while. It's obviously a reject though, so I'm going to do nothing with it. Some people in Photomechanic choose to trash or reject any photos that they're not going to keep in the culling process. I like the less keystrokes the better. So the only keys that I use are my arrow key to scroll through forward and backwards, and my numerical keys because I like to tag my photos. So for example, this is a detail, and it's a detail I would like to keep. So all I have to do is hit 1 on my keypad, and it not only does it tag the photo with the detail tag, but by tagging it this way, my clients can have all of their images sorted into folders. It makes it very, very easy for them to find what they're looking for if I'm delivering several hundred images. So I sort by details, getting ready photos, the couple together, bridal party, the ceremony, family photos, and the reception. So each of those gets a number. So in this case, we're starting with some details. So any of these that I choose to keep, I'm going to tag with a 1. So I'm going through, and the coolest thing about Photomechanic you're going to notice is that as soon as I click the next arrow, the image pops up with an automatic immediate preview. I don't have to wait for it to load that fuzzy version of the image before it generates the actual preview. it is immediate. And this is where it allows you to cull extremely quickly. So instead of hemming and hawing over an image while you wait for it to populate, and I might look at this and say, okay, is it going to populate? Is that in focus? Is it out of focus? I can't tell. Oh, nope, it's not in focus. And then go to the next one. I can just skip right over that one because I know that it's out of focus immediately because the preview is already generated. So I'm going to go here, and I really like this ring shot, so I'm going to hit it with a 1. And as I'm culling, this is about as fast as I go. When I work this fast and just make quick gut decisions, it allows me to cull through sessions in about 15 minutes, which is really fantastic. This is a bad example of a photo that I would keep. I'm not keeping this, but I want to show you something. So if your auto-rotate has not correctly rotated an image, and that does happen, especially with things like invitations where it can't quite tell what angle you're shooting at, you have to rotate it manually. You can do it up here using these blue arrows. So I'm just going to flip that guy, and I'm rejecting it. If I wasn't, it would stay here as a detail and it would get pulled into Lightroom, fully rotated and ready to go. So I might keep that one, however, definitely a lot better. So again, this is all about just making quick gut decisions. That one has some glare on the ring, so I'm not going to take it. Really like that photo. And if at any time I'm unsure that something is in focus and it's important to me, I can stop what I'm doing and hit Control-Z. It allows me to zoom in. I just lost it. It allows me to zoom in and see an immediate preview telling me whether or not my image is in focus or not. This one's in focus, so it's definitely a keeper. And if I go to zoom over here, I can really zoom in if I want to get crazy, but you know, your previews start to get a little silly at that point. So as long as it's pretty sharp at 1/2 or 3/4 zoom, I'm pretty happy with that. So Control-Z that back out and make sure that we can see our whole image. And I'm just going to keep going. So now we're into our getting ready photos, a couple of those. And first one's out of the gate, nothing that I care to keep. But then we start seeing the story coming out. So we have a bride digging through this box of details for her wedding. And as I'm scrolling through, all I'm doing is just making some super quick decisions. Is it in focus? Does it speak to me? Let me zoom on, there we go. Then I will keep it. And again, I'm tagging these details as 1 and getting ready photos as 2. So I'm going to keep that. Some of these are gut decisions just really quickly. Here, I might have run into where I thought, oh, that has potential, but then I see the next one, much better. Here she has this look of joy on her face, and I might initially reject that because the lighting and it's pretty cluttered, but I really love how happy she looks, so I'm going to keep it for now. And this is about how quickly I can cull. All I'm focusing on right now is just impact, focus, and whether or not it tells the story. So let's say I get to an image again that I'm not entirely sure is in focus. I'm just going to hit Control-Z, and I can see immediately that it is in focus or not, and I can go to the next one. I'd love to keep that one. It's really beautiful. Ooh, some of those, you know, you ever try something really that you think is going to be fun and it doesn't quite turn out well. I love this bride. She was so much fun. So beautiful. Okay, so let's say that I've gone through and I've culled all of my details and all of my getting ready. Obviously, we haven't done that yet, but we're moving pretty fast. And I want to see all of my details in one place. So I come down here to the lower right of my Photomechanic, and I click right on that box, and then select pink, because pink is number 1. These little boxes go in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So anything that I tagged with a 1 is pink, and here they are. These are all of my detail shots that I tagged in the first cull. So you can see that I did go ahead and pick some images that are very similar, and I want to compare them side by side. So we're going to click on this, and up in the top here there's an option to select either a side-by-side preview or a top and bottom preview. I like to do the side-by-side. So we are looking at this photo, and then over here I would like to compare it to this photo. These are very similar images. It may come down to who's in better focus. Interestingly enough, the focus is the same on both, but the white balance I would say is probably better than the one on the left, although we do have a little bit of blue in the diamond. So sometimes it just comes down to being insanely picky about something. I can fix the white balance here. That little patch of blue is going to be a lot harder to fix, so we're going to untag that one and knock it out. Let's say I want to compare two different images side by side. I think I'll keep both. They're interesting. This one is not as interesting as this one, so we're just going to take it out. Same thing with that. And then we get to here. And let's say I want to compare this side by side with that. So I will select both, and I would say I'm going to kick this one out because it's not the whole invitation. At least here it's the whole invitation. And then I want to compare that to this one. I kind of like both, so I'm going to keep them, at least for now. And let's say I want to compare these two side by side. Again, very similar images, so I might zoom in real fast and see who's in focus. They both are. So this one's going to boil down to more what my gut feeling is in it. And sometimes I really just have to kind of go back and forth like that. I feel like this one shows more of their wedding colors, but the angle is slightly off. This one, the angle is correct. So I think we're going to keep this one. And then here we have some similar photos of the flower crown, but they all kind of go together, so we're going to keep them. And then maybe I come over to my getting ready photos, so I'm going to select two, deselect one, and these are some of the getting ready photos that I have chosen. So let's do one real quick where it's between, say, this one and this one. If I'm going to pick between the two, definitely getting rid of that one. And if I'm going to pick between those two, I think I would keep both. So that is Photomechanic. That's how I use it. And real quick, I just want to go over how I would pull these into my Lightroom. So I am going to pop these guys over onto the left. I have my detail selected. I'm going to hit Control A. Hang on a second. Let me make sure I'm in the right pane here. Control A. And then as long as I'm in library mode for Lightroom, I can actually drag and drop these into the library like this. And when I adjust them, the only things that are going to come over into Lightroom are the ones that I have selected and tagged in Photomechanic. So it keeps my catalog really clean, it keeps things moving fast, keeps things organized, cataloged, and easy to find, use, and deal with. So if you have any questions, please send me an email. My name is Chris. I'm Chris at chrisloring.com. I welcome questions. I love helping others, so if you have anything else that you think you'd like help with, please hit me up. I'd love to hear from you. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and my website is chrisloring.com. All of those links are available there, and I will make sure to send a link to camera bits with this video. So I hope you guys are having a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.